come get him, please, because he being creepy.
Yourself. I'm married little Christmas.
What's up, babies, and welcome back to another video. Okay, if you guys are not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Sis, subscribe right now. Okay, you're gonna love it here. Join my family. And if you guys are already subscribed, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, so today I'm gonna do a story time, y'all. I'm gonna be telling you guys about this crazy ass man, okay, that used to stalk me in my old apartment complex. Because ladies, we need to be careful. This man was crazy as hell. I'm about to tell y'all about my experience, because when I tell y'all, I have story times for days, but I haven't did one in a minute. This is one that y'all have been asking me for, so we're about to get into it so y'all can know about this crazy ass man at my old apartments.
And before we get into this video, if you guys want a chance to win $750, make sure that you click that link in my description box, fill out the survey, and if you're eligible, you will receive $750 to your Cash App, okay? Go get that money, sis.
Child. Okay, but anyways, let's get into it. So boom, last apartment that I had, you know, it was just me and Amora, and then at this specific time I was pregnant. It was summertime, you know what I'm saying, real hot outside. Yeah, so with that being said, one day I had invited my mom and my grandma. She's my uncle's mom, so I just call her my grandma, but she had came, she was in town from Philly. Okay, Philly in the building. Yeah. But yeah, she had came in town, and so yeah, it was me, her, Amora, and like some of my cousins. I had just invited them. I was like, "Fuck it, let's just go to the pool." So it's hot outside. I really didn't want to get in the pool because it was so many kids in the pool at the time. So I was really just chilling with my mom and my grandma, and we was talking. So the table that we was sitting at with the umbrella, they had, like, you know, the lounge chairs next to it. So they had this lady, like, you know, laying in a lounge chair minding her business, and you know, we all talking or whatever the case may be. So this older guy walks through the gate, and then he ends up sitting next to the lounge chair that the lady was sitting in or whatever. So, you know, they were together. And as soon as he came in, like, he just was looking at me, and I'm like, you know, you could tell somebody looking at you, but y'all make eye contact and that's just what it is. But he kept making eye contact, y'all. So he sat down for like 5 minutes, and those whole 5 minutes was like intense, because you looking at me like, what? Like, what's up? It's cool if you stare at somebody for like a good little, you know, a little second or whatever the case may be, or y'all make eye contact, but you constantly just in my face, like, what? You know? So my grandma laughing, we all talking, like I said. So the man looks at me and he was like, congratulations. I was like, thank you, you know? And he was like, how old are you? I told him my age. I was 21 at the time. So I had to be like, what? This was before my birthday, so I was 8 months pregnant. It was in July. It was the beginning of July. Yeah, I was big pregnant, okay? Sun was out, buns was out, and my damn belly was out, okay? So boom, big pregnant. So he was like, how far along are you? I told him. And he was like, you're so pretty. And I was like, thank you. He was like, where's your ring? And I'm like, what ring? Because I mean, obviously I'm not goddamn married. Like, you trying to be funny? Like, what is it? And I was like, don't have one. And it's weird to me because this show wife right here, like, I mean, I automatically assumed that was his wife, which further on, you know, in the day when we was talking, I found out that was his wife, but we're gonna get to that. So she's just cheesing and smiling, and he was like, where's your ring? And I was like, I don't have one. And he was like, why? Like, you're so pretty to not have a ring, and then you're having a child? Like, is the father involved? And I'm just like, damn, like, okay, you could have just left it at congratulations, but now you trying to really get into the business. So he was like, is the father involved? And I'm like, yeah, he's around, like, you know, like, what's up? Like, I'm not trying to be rude, because he's like, you know, an older guy, but he was being like real fucking weird, y'all. And after that question, I'm thinking, okay, that's it, that's all he's gonna ask me. But he proceeded to ask me like more stuff, like, so where is your child's father from, and when are you supposed to have your baby, specific, like, just all types of weird shit. So you know, my grandma actually started like peeping like the weird shit, and she just started like, you know, making conversation with the guy and, you know, the lady. So the lady was like, you know, my husband and I, when she was talking about how long they was living here, She was like, yeah, my husband and I, we've been here for da 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 da. So I'm like, this your husband? And like me, y'all, I will not have, like, it's just, okay, I get that you're gonna converse with other people, you know, but it's just certain things shouldn't be asked, certain boundaries should not be like crossed when you're just now meeting somebody and it just came off as like friendly as, you know. Oh, and I forgot to add, when we was talking about the whole baby daddy situation and all of that, he was like, well, I know he rich and he's spoiling you because that's what you deserve. Your wife is right here, like, make it make sense. So anyways, boom, that conversation happens. So my grandma, like, you know, starts talking to him and my mom is engaging in the conversation. And so he still, like, after they talk for like 3 minutes, a cool 3 minutes, he looks over to me and he's like, yeah, so which one of y'all stay here? And even though they already like said that I was the one who stayed here, you know, it was mentioned in their brief conversation or whatever the case may be, he asked again. And then I was like, you know, I stay here. And he was like, oh, what building do you live in? And I had told him, I'm like, oh, this building over here. Oh, okay.
What door number?
What the fuck? Like, why? That's when my radar started going off, because it's just like, that's just weird. Like, you don't ask nobody. It's not like we just about to be cool, you know what I'm saying? Or you coming off like in a different way. Like, you coming off weird already, and then you want to ask me what my apartment number is. Make it make sense. And I really hate that I told him what building I stayed in, but I'm like, okay, it's a big ass building. Like, the apartment complex I stayed in, they literally had like 5 buildings, right? And it was big, but it's literally hella apartments in each building. So I'm like, okay. And it's 4 floors, so you're not gonna know what floor I stay on. You're not gonna see me. You're not gonna know. So he asked what apartment I stayed in twice, and it was just weird. Obviously, I was avoiding the question. So, you know, my grandma like was peeping, and like, you know, she kept talking to them. So I get in the water with Amora, and I really did not want to get in that water because kids was splashing water everywhere. Y'all know how it is when little kids be in the pool, and like, you know, I know they vibing or whatever, but no, I don't like getting splashed in the face, none of that. But I didn't give a fuck, y'all. I had went, sat down, and I was playing with her, and I looked over and he was still just staring at me. Like, it was just really weird. So boom, that day is over with. I want to say literally 2 days later, and keep in mind, I've never seen this man a day in my life. Like, not at all. Not at all. The first time I seen this man was at the pool. So 2 days later, I end up coming out of my apartment, and he was walking down the hallway. Like, he was literally like close. He was walking down the hallway. So I'm coming out, close my door, I look over, I see him, and he was like, oh, hey, sweetie. I'm like, oh, hi. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's a coincidence, you know, but I just still found it weird. Like, I've been living here for almost a year. You said you and your wife have been staying here for 2 years, so y'all been here longer than me, and I have never once seen you in the building, in the hallway, in the parking lot. Like, this shit weird. So yeah, anyway, seeing him, and he was like, hey sweetie, like, how you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm doing good. He was like, oh, okay. So that was a brief conversation, so I really didn't get any red flags. I'm like, okay, maybe this is just a coincidence. Maybe it just happened. Okay, so I want to say every day after that, I started seeing that man, and like, it was weird. And if it wasn't every single day, it was at least every other day, and it just was weird as fuck, y'all. Walking down, I remember I had brought Amora to school. I'm coming back, I'm walking back up the stairs, and I see him again, and he was like, oh, good morning, sweetie. And I'm like, oh, good morning. I'm like, okay, like, I'm trying not to think nothing weird of it. Like, I really didn't, because I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just now like recognizing him or noticing him. But I'm actually really good with faces sometimes, y'all. Like, I would have seen his face. Like, he has a different face. I definitely would have like took a mental note of that. So it was just like, it was weird to me, but like the first 2 times I kind of just brushed it off for real. So yeah, but you know, like, me and Amora stayed there by ourselves, and I feel like when men see that, like, they start getting all these weird ass ideas, or they probably start targeting you, and that's just like the scary part. That's why y'all gotta keep that blicky icky on you, because y'all never know. Some pepper spray, a goddamn taser, bitch, a knife, like, keep something on you, okay? Because you never know. But anyways, seeing him, And I just kept seeing him. Like, I just kept running into him in the parking lot, in the hallway. Like, it was just like a thing. And every time I walked in with my, you know, Amir's dad, he's never seen me. So, I mean, he's never seen him. So I just assumed that he probably thought, oh, okay, like, he's just not in the picture. This is when it started to get weird, y'all. Weird as fuck. So I ended up having a package coming, and you know, my packages was sometimes, if it was super like big and it couldn't fit in the parcel, it'll come directly to my door. So I get a knock at the door, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe they want me to sign for the package. Cool. So I open up the door, and it's him, and he has my package in his hands, and he was like, yeah, this came to my door. How? Like, how? And I'm like, oh, okay. And I look at the box, and I literally see that it says my apartment number. So how? Like, make it make fucking sense, please. So yeah, it was just that shit rubbed me the wrong way. And he was like, yeah, sweetie, I was just returning it to you because I don't know why they left it at my door. And I'm like, nigga, I don't know why you at my door. Like, they did not leave this package at your door. Be so fucking for real. So after that, I just kind of started to get like a weird vibe from him, because I'm like that first time we interacted, it was already weird, but now you really giving me weird. So yeah, that's when I was like, fuck that nigga weird. So I take the package, and I'm like, okay, well, thank you. You know, I wasn't trying to be nasty towards him, because another thing, y'all, I'm scared to, like, I'm not gonna say I'm scared, but sometimes I don't like to just be absolutely rude to men, because a lot of men don't take that well. A lot of men don't take rejection well. So that's just something to keep in mind in my end, because I've heard stories, I've seen things on Twitter, and men get crazy. So I was just like, you know, oh, thank you, whatever. And I closed the door, and I'm like, you know how you close the door and you lock it and you just at the door, like that's how I was. So fast forward, y'all, a whole nother day. So my car was messed up like really bad, and it still kind of is, y'all. I cannot wait to get another car. My car is ghetto right now. So this lady ended up hitting me, and she didn't have insurance on her car, so I had to come out of my own pocket for the cost, and I just kind of been putting it off. But my trunk was messed up, and it still is, y'all. But at this time, like, I couldn't get the trunk to close, so I was leaving out of the apartments or whatever, and I was going over the speed bump before I left out of the gate. And when I went over that speed bump, my trunk went like boop, and it just flew open, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I end up, like, you know, parking the car, and I'm trying to like fix it, because I don't want to ride down the street and like everybody see what's going on in my trunk. Like, that's just no. So I park, and it has to be like probably 2 in the evening or whatever. I mean 2 in the afternoon. I'm talking about 2 in the evening, but 2 in the afternoon. So guess who comes up? The guy, the man. He comes, and he's like, oh, do you need some help with that? And I'm like, nah, I got it, even though I don't have it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know shit about a car, so didn't know. But he asked me, and I just declined, because you under my radar. You feel me? Like, I feel like you weird. So he was like, okay. Then he was like, I don't know. It looks like you need some help. And he was like, I can strap it down for you real fast now. Just let me know. So me, I'm struggling. I'm like, you know what, fuck it. Like, he might as well help me. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, hell, just come on and help me. Like, I'm not even by my building right now. Cameras around. Like, what can happen? So I get out the trunk. I'm talking about get out the trunk. Damn. I get out the car, and I meet him by the trunk, and you know, he's fixing the trunk, and he has a strap in his trunk, and he ends up like taking it out and like, you know, trying to tie my trunk so it won't like pop open again. Y'all, that shit is so ghetto. Oh my god. But anyways, boom, 2024 new car coming, because damn, like, ooh, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day about my car. But anyways, y'all, just know the shit was ghetto. So he's fixing it and trying to make conversation. I'm like, you know, making small conversation back, and then somebody ends up calling me. So I answered, and I think it was my friend Corey at the time. Was it? I think it was Corey. Had to be. Okay, yeah. So Corey had called me at the time and I answered and I'm like, yeah, girl. And I'm like, thank God somebody called me because I really don't be wanting to sit up here and talk to this man. But no, this is what really raised the red flags to me. So while she was calling me, you know, my ringer is going off and he could tell I'm getting a call. So as soon as he hears it, he's like, oh, who's calling you? Why? Why? And then not only did he ask, but he stopped what he was doing, turned around, he was looking at my phone. Like, why the fuck do you want to know? And why is it so like, that just rubbed me the wrong way, y'all. Y'all should have seen it. Like, literally, he heard my phone ringing. Oh, who was that? Like, why? So I answered the phone. I look at him. I didn't even tell him who it was. I really should have said the police, my nigga, because like, why do you want to know? So anyways, answer the phone. And I'm talking to my friend, and I actually sit my ass down in the car at this time because I don't want to sit out here with you. Like, that's just, it's weird. So he ends up fixing the trunk, and then, you know, he comes and knocks on the window where I was at on the driver's side, and he was like, yeah, it's fixed. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much, you know, have a blessed day. Still, you know, being very sweet because I'm not trying to be rude to this man. So boom, I end up leaving, going on about my business. All right, y'all, my camera had cut off, but yeah, that shit was weird to me because like I felt like when I was later on, so you know how a situation happens and then later on you thinking about it, you reflecting on it, and you like, damn, I should have did this or I should have said that. Like, that's how I felt. I was like, damn, I really should have told him to back his ass up because y'all, it was really like weird. And y'all, keep in mind, he's really not even that old. Like, I know I'm making it seem like he's just so old, but like, I want to say he was in his late 50s. So like, you know, he was in shape, he could walk really good, you know, he was kind of like, he knew how to dress. Like, it was just that. So at first I'm thinking in my head, like, throughout all of this, at first initially, like, what if he just trying to be my sugar daddy? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you still have a wife. And I'm not finna do that if you have a wife and you really was trying to, like, you know, be my sugar daddy. That's just me. I can't. Like, karma really does come, bitch. For real. So, oh, damn. But yeah, so that's what I was initially thinking. But like, it just really started to get fucking weird. One day, it was time for me to, you know, get my hair done, hair day. And my friend that was doing my wig installs at the time, we both stayed in the same building, y'all. It was lit. So anytime I needed my hair done, I wanted a plate. Bitch, I was bored. Guess what? I'm walking my ass over there, and she's coming over here by me. So at the time, you know, I was trying to like dilate, so I didn't mind walking. It was time to get my hair done, so boom, walked. And I want to say the walk was probably like a good 5 minutes. I would have to go down my stairs or the elevator. So once I get downstairs, it was literally the next building, so I have to go through and then take the elevator to the fourth floor, and then boom, I was there. Okay, so boom, got up there, got my hair done, came out looking like a bad bitch. It's like, you know, when you get your hair done, you just, oh, I was feeling myself, y'all. So anyways, I walk out and I'm like, yeah, bye girl, I'll see you later, boom. And as I'm walking out of her door, y'all, guess who I see? Guess who I see? Exactly, that man. And it's just like, damn, like, I was just seeing you in my building. Now we in a whole different building. Like, what's going on? Like, why are you even over here? So he was like, oh, hey, sweetie. And I'm like, bruh, this nigga here just is crazy at this point, because what are you doing over here? It's not like you're just downstairs walking around the neighborhood. You are literally in my friend's building. Like, were you looking at me walk over here? Like, I'm confused as hell. And then you're literally right here by her door. So my face, y'all, I was scared. I ain't sure I was scared, but bitch, I'm just terrified at this point because why are you here? Anyways, I'm like, hi, I kiki. Get the fuck out of my face, please. He was like, let me walk you downstairs. So we start walking downstairs and he was like, yeah, like your hair looks really nice. Like, you know, complimenting me, looking me in my eyes. And then he does like this weird lip thing that just really, I know he's seen my face when he did this shit, y'all. But he did this weird lip thing where he was like, but it ain't look good when he did it. It just looked good when I did it. But bitch, it ain't look good when he did it at all. And when he did it, I was like, Are you really trying to seduce me? Like, please, I'm not interested and I don't want it. So you could tell he was flirting with me, but I'm literally ignoring every little ball that he's throwing at me. Every shot that he's shooting, bitch, I'm up here like, okay, like you really could put me on the basketball team at that point. So yeah, I'm literally ducking every fucking ball that he is throwing at me, y'all. So I asked him because I gotta ask. And I'm like, okay, I thought you stayed in this building over here where I stay. And he was like, I do. And I was like, okay, so what you doing over here? And you know what this man said, y'all?
Oh, I was just taking a walk.
Nigga, you're just taking a walk on my friend's 4th floor when you can be in any of the other buildings. They have like 3 other buildings in here. Why are you specifically in this one, and why are you specifically on her hallway on the 4th floor? Like, it just was not adding up. The math was not mathing. I really feel like he was looking at me. He had to be looking at me walk up there to her floor, because how the fuck did you, like, how did you know? Weird. If I had $1 for each time I said weird throughout this video, I would be rich. Because when I tell y'all that shit was weird, it was weird. And that lip thing, I don't know who the hell told him to do that. That shit really, like, really bothered me. So as we're talking, he proceeds to walk me to my car. And I'm like, bro, he already knows what car I drive. Like, what the fuck ever, bro. God damn. So we're walking to my car, and as we're walking, his wife is literally walking to their car. So when she sees him, you know, she calls out his name and she's like, hey, like, what you doing? He was like, I'm just walking this young lady to her car. And you could tell she was looking like, why the fuck is you walking her to her car? And I'm like, oh bitch, now you want to be concerned? After you heard him being all flirty and being all extra nice at the pool, now you want to look all stank. And then she wasn't looking stank at him, she was looking stank at me. Like, babe, I'm not the problem. Trust and believe. I don't want him, okay? I don't want him. You do not have to worry about me. So for her to even just look at me stupid, I'm like, the fuck? And for her to be older, I just feel like at a certain age with females, it should get to a point where you should know your man is the problem, not the female. You know, like if your man is sitting up here, because they have females that will go for it. If your man is acting like he's easy and that he can be fucked with, that's your, like, you should be mad at him. Because a man that's stiff and he's loyal, you don't even have to worry about anything. Whether a girl is hitting on him or not, your man is going to be your man behind your back and not just in your face. So yeah, like, she was just looking at me funny. Like, it wasn't just no straight up stank look, but she was looking at me like, you know, you could tell she felt some type of way. And I'm like, bitch, I don't want him. Come get him, please. Come get him, please, because he being creepy. You know, I'm big pregnant, y'all. I end up going to my OB appointment one day, and then I end up going to okay, so where I stayed at, it was like a plaza. They have Target, they have all of that. So boom, I go to Target. I'm in the baby section, minding my business, you know, getting stuff for Amir. I was trying to stock up on a lot of stuff because I just wanted to. Like, it's nothing like having extra wipes, extra diapers, all of that. So I was just trying to get right. As I'm getting my shit together, I hear my name being called, and like, I really didn't, it didn't raise a red flag to me, because people recognize me from YouTube and they'll probably shout my name out when they see me, unique, unique, unique. And I'm like, oh, hey girl, hey. You know, so if you see me in public, don't be scared to speak, because I speak back, okay? But yeah, so I'm thinking it's probably one of my subscribers, but obviously it was like a man calling me. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I turn and it's his ass. And I'm like, damn, like, here, like, what are you even doing in the baby section? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, hey, like, hey. And he was like, how you feeling today? And I'm like, oh, I'm feeling good, you know. And I really wasn't trying to be rude to him, y'all, because I'm like, okay, either he's trying to be a sugar daddy or he's just a nice neighbor just trying to fucking help, you know. But you can never underestimate somebody. So anyways, he was like, unique. You know I like that name, right? I'm like, oh, you do? Okay, you know. Making small conversation, y'all. I just did not want to be rude. And I feel like sometimes when you feel like you shouldn't be rude, bitch, you have to be rude. Like, if it was somebody my age, then yeah, they probably would have heard my goddamn mouth. But like him, I really just was not trying to be rude with this man. But anyways, y'all, He was like, yeah, I like that name, yada, yada, yada. And then he was like, so what are you doing later? I'm like, why? He was like, you know, if you're up for it, we can go out to dinner later. And that was his first time really like shooting his shot at me. Like every other time it was just like the hints and everything the fuck else. But he was like, we can go out to eat later. And my whole initial thought is like, okay, I can get it. We keep running into each other in the apartment complex every so often because shit, we stay by each other. But like, damn, I keep running into your ass. Like ever since I seen you, I've been seeing you every day since. And nigga, it's weird. And like I said, if it wasn't every day, it was literally every other day. Like, damn. So now I'm seeing your ass at Target too, bitch. I can't shop at Target in peace. Okay, so after he said that, I'm like, look, we need to get down to the nitty gritty. So I asked him, I'm like, don't you have a wife? And I said it just so nice. Cause like, my nigga, like, what are you doing? So yeah, don't you have a wife? Guess what his response was, y'all? This how you know he was just not shit. On top of being like creepy, he just was not shit. His response was,
Oh, she doesn't have to know.
yes, the fuck she does. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. And honestly, y'all, his wife looked a little older than him. He looked younger than his wife. But still, like, what the fuck? So instantly in my head when he said it, I'm like, oh, he ain't shit. So I'm like, oh, he probably just trying to be a sugar daddy with his creepy ass. Like, So I just kindly declined, y'all. I was like, oh, no, I'm okay. And you could tell he really did feel some type of way after I said that. He was like, why? Like, you said you're not with your baby's father. Like, what's the issue? The issue is I don't want to go. Nigga, I said no. No is no. And that be these niggas' problems. When a girl says no, it's no. Like, we don't have to explain ourselves. It's just what it is, you know? And again, like, I'm just not trying to be rude to him because, hell, I don't know what this man capable of. He sees that I'm by myself. So I kindly, like, you know, just tell him, like, it's nothing against you. I don't want to go. I know you're married. Like, and I'm pregnant. You know, I'm about to have a baby. I just don't think that this is good. Like, it's just something that we shouldn't do. So, you could tell he felt some type of way. He was like, okay, well, I'm gonna see you around, sweetie. You have a good one. And like, that was my first time talking to him and like leaving from around him, and he did not smile. Like, he was mad as fuck at this point, y'all. Like, you could just tell. So he's walking off. I don't even know where the hell he came from, y'all, because why are you in the baby section and you see me in the baby section? Like, just, like I said, make it make sense, because it was not making sense. Even with the package thing, that shit was just weird to me, because like, did you pick up my package and just knock on the door so you could fucking see me? So like, that shit just weird. Anyways, y'all, I go back home, pick up Amore. Wait, no, I pick up Amore, then I go back home. And yeah, so she sleep at this point. It's probably like 9 o'clock at night. I get a knock on the door. And I get scared because shit, like, anybody that comes to my house, like, we be communicating. I'll buzz them in through the gate. Like, they'll tell me that they're on the way. So like, who the fuck is at my door? So look through the peephole, and it's his ass. His big-headed ass, y'all. I'm like, why? Like, what is he not understanding? What is he not getting? Like, obviously, I'm just not making myself clear enough. Like, it is 9 at night. Now you're disrespecting me. Like, you are disrespecting the hell out of me. Because it's late as fuck at night. I have a child. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Anyways, y'all, I opened up the door and I'm like, yes, how can I help you? And he was like, oh, this was on your car. This was like in your windshield. Somebody put it there. And it was like a flyer. It was a flyer to, I don't know. It was just like, you know how people pass out random flyers and they'll probably put it on your door or put it on your car. It was a flyer to some shit. But he was like, yeah, this was on your car and I figured I'd give it to you. And I was like, okay, thank you. Like, you know it's late, right? He was like, oh, well, it's not that late. Bitch, it's late. Like, why are you at my door? Like, it just really rubbed me the wrong way. And like, I was just basically telling him like, good night. So as I'm trying to close the door, he's looking inside of my apartment, y'all. Like, he's still trying to make conversation. He's looking like in my apartment, and I don't even remember specifically what the fuck he was saying, because at this point I'm mad. Like, I'm feeling really violated. Like, I done already basically told you no to a date if that's what your motive was. So it's just like, at this point, just dead everything. Just leave me alone. Like, leave me alone, bruh. Looking all inside, and I'm like, so I'm cracking my door, like I'm closing it. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go to sleep. Please don't knock on my door this late at night. This is not appropriate. This is not okay. Like, I didn't appreciate this. And he was like, well, I'm sorry, sweetie. I was just trying to give you your thing that was on your car. Man, please, that shit was not important. I would have seen it when I walked downstairs in the morning and got to my car. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I call Amir's dad, and I'm like, bruh, it's this weird ass man, and he literally keeps coming up to my door. I done seen this man at Target earlier, and I keep seeing him. I'm just getting weird vibes, bruh. And he was like, oh no, like, that shit weird, bruh. He was like, I'm gonna go tell his ass something. I'm like, no, like, no, I feel like you shouldn't. I don't know. I still was trying to somewhat spare him for whatever reason, and I basically was telling him no. Every time he seen me, y'all, he would speak. So we get back to the house, and then he ends up coming upstairs with me. So while we're walking up the stairs, this man is walking down the hallway. And at this point, I'm like, damn, where is his apartment? Because even if he stayed further down this hallway, it's like a whole nother exit that he can go, that he can go down. We walk up the stairs, you know, we see him in the hallway, and I'm like, that's him. And so, like, you know, he looking at the man, and the man literally just walks straight. Like, he doesn't even say anything. He literally just walks straight, y'all. Doesn't even speak to me. Walks straight, doesn't even look at me. Like, it was just weird. So we get in the apartment. I'm like, bro, I told you that man is weird as fuck. Like, he always talks to me, bro. Now he not even speaking to me. He wouldn't even look at you. Like, it was just weird. Like, weird. So yeah, it was just really weird, y'all. Like, really weird. And I want to say, like, after he seen Amir's dad, I just, all in all, stopped seeing him. And I was just like, damn, how I go from seeing you almost every single day to like not seeing you at all. Like, it was just weird. It was weird. And then when he finally tried to shoot his shot, that nigga was mad. Like, he was mad. And I just be feeling like, if a girl is telling you no, like, don't have an attitude, don't be mad. Like, this shit just weird, you know? Like, and I'm big ass pregnant on top of that. Like, what you gonna do with my pregnant ass? I don't know. It was just weird, y'all. So that's my story about my creepy ass, I want to say, neighbor. I really don't even know what apartment number he stayed in, if he even really stayed in my building. Like, it was just weird. Like, it was weird. But he never knocked on my door again. He never did any of that. And sometimes, like, I feel like guys need to see that you're with a man and you're not by yourself, to like leave you alone and stop plotting on you, or stop targeting you, or stop fucking with you, period. So that's just how that went. That nigga was weird. And yeah, that shit was weird, y'all. Like, why was you doing all of that? So yeah, like I said, at first it was giving me like sugar daddy vibes, but I'm not gonna fuck with you and you got a wife. That's just not me. And then, like, you could have just came at me like that if that was your motive. You could have just came at me like that from the jump. You didn't have to like keep knocking on my door, keep invading my privacy in my space. Like, that shit was weird. That shit was creepy. So yeah, I'm happy that shit had came to an end. When we do move again, y'all, I hope I don't encounter another weird ass man or like a weird situation. But that's how that happened. And I have other situations, y'all, but we're gonna get into that another day. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this story time for Vlogmas Day. I don't know what day it is, but yeah. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I love y'all so much, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. And make sure that you guys shop these sets on my boutique, okay? Period. Love y'all.